going? Mickey if not Cartel, back with another beer review. So I'm going to review something that I actually forgot I had in the fridge. And it's from a local brewery here in Newcastle, Carrington to be precise. It is from Styx Brewing Company. Jeff and Annalee run Styx Brewing Company. I've probably reviewed other Styx beers. This one is a special limited release beer from Styx Brewing Company. I had their Yuzu Fruit IPA also in the fridge, which is another limited release. So it is from batch number 1. It's their Whey Stout, so brewed with whey instead of water. So they've used the whey byproduct from another local business to brew this beer, to make this beer. So the canned blurb or statement goes: brewing on a small system allows us to give you seasonal experimental batches. Join us in our journey down Styx. For those who don't know, Styx Brewing Company is actually named after a creek that runs through, I spoke about it on my podcast as well, runs through certain parts of Newcastle here, down through the gully line, Broadmeadow, down into various parts of Carrington, and I believe into Throsby Creek, which then becomes the outlet, I guess you could say, that goes into the harbour and continues on out into the ocean. Small batch limited release beers with all emphasis on seasonal ingredients and locally sourced produce. Styx only use the beer essential: hops, malt, yeast and water. No preservatives or additives. They are in 97 Wilson Street, Carrington, and handcrafted and canned in Newcastle. Styx Brewery was set up an old coal testing facility in Carrington and is named after the creek that runs through Newcastle, New South Wales, leading to the old gas works. In Greek mythology, the river Styx is known as the river that links our world to the underworld. You pay the ferryman, Charon, to cross the Styx. A scientist and a baker unite to create some amazing brews to share. A family that drinks together sticks together. So a couple of nice little play on words there. A family that drinks together sticks together. It's a Styx brewery, and the other one being Styx only uses beer essentials. So nice couple of little catchy play on words there. So we'll get into it. Without further ado, this is the Whey Stout. Comes in at 5.1, 1.4 standard drinks. Once again, it is batch number 1. Handwritten description of the ABV, the standard drinks, the batch number and the beer name. So I think these guys are going to probably keep reusing these labels. It allows them to like many breweries at the moment who are struggling to keep up with the demand of cans, are now producing just single labels that they can write on, or just have smaller stickers that they stick onto a standard main label. I think this one will be brewed again, so the batch number 1, they'll probably end up brewing it again with batch number 2, and they might try something different. But whey in a stout, used whey instead of water, so here goes. I'm really looking forward to this one, like I am with many of the beers. This one in particular, because it's something very different that these guys have done, and like most breweries, they're looking to push the boundaries as much as possible, change the way they do things. We're seeing some really weird and wonderful beers coming through now. Particularly with Gabs around. Gabs, with the Great Australian Beer Spectacular. Breweries are pushing the boundaries. She smells very sweet. What you expect to get from a a brewery and a pastry baker. Smells unreal. That's a nice colour. It's got a nice head there. Just a one finger, starting to sort of die out now, but very creamy looking head. Smells very sweet. Sort of got that maybe more sort of a boozy smell about it. Sort of candy-like. Slight roastiness, but something that smells to me on the aroma, on the nose, of something very sweet. It's actually hitting me up in here, so I've sort of got that maybe a slight sort of sour note to it as well on the palate, especially on the nasal palate. Aniseed. Which comes off the back. So initially on the taste, it's sort of zesty, sort of tart. Very roasty, and then it comes off. I get that sort of licorice, sort of aniseed flavour that rolls off the back. Slight underlying flavour there on the palate too. I'm guessing that's coming from the whey. It's a very interesting mouthfeel, almost like a black IPA on the mouthfeel. Slightly thin, but then it's got this boost of flavour and mouth. Not so much mouthfeel, flavour and roastiness and the zestiness, tartness that comes across, sort of turns that thinness into more of a mouthfeel, more of a coating on the palate. I think it warmed to a very, very, very nice tasting beer. That's what I'm getting on the aroma now, is a slight sort of sweet candy licorice. They've absolutely done well with this. It wasn't cheap, it was on the higher end of a stout that comes in at 5.1%, but they've really outdone themselves with this one. I'm actually really digging it. Well done to Jeff and Annalee and the crew there at Styx Brewing Company, local here in Newcastle. I'm going to let that warm and enjoy it a little bit more. Two thumbs up. That's absolutely blown me out of the water. Yeah, nice stout. What can I say?